Hey, good morning, Facebook family and friends. It's Edwin Cabrera coming to you live from Manassas, Virginia. I'm back. Okay, I'm back with a typical thing that most people are afraid of doing. Why don't people do this? Fear. They may say something else, but I think it's fear. And what is it? Writing down goals. How many of you out there have written down your goals? And if you wrote them down, did you follow them? I mean, here we go with the, resolution, New Year's resolutions. We're now in the middle of February. How many of you wrote resolutions, and have you fulfilled any of them? Have you reread your resolution? Have you kept track of it? I bet you 98% of you probably have not, and that's the whole thing. Like, every success guru says what? Write down your goals. How are you going to hit a target if you don't know what the target is? How are you going to change if you haven't written down what it is you want to change? So why don't write down goals? Number one reason: fear. Now you may don't have time. Fear. It's not going to work. Fear. Oh, I tried it, it didn't work. Fear. There's always an excuse for not doing it. Oh, you know why you don't do it? I'll tell you why. It's a commitment. When you write it down, you are now committed to fulfilling it. If you write it down and you commit yourself to it, now you're a liar. Now you wrote something down and you're like, oh no, now I'm afraid to do it. Or, you don't do it. Or you skip by it. Now, what does it make you feel? That's why I think most people don't write them down, because they know if they write it down, they got to do it. And if they don't do it, then they got to deal with the consequences of not doing it. So why aren't, so that's the main reasons. People just are afraid of writing it down, and they're afraid of not succeeding. If you don't succeed at it, so you don't write it down. You figure, don't worry, I keep it in my head. That's what I do anyway. I keep it in my head. But every day I'm working towards it. I'm working. I'm constantly working towards my goals. But if remember that goals, what happens when you set a goal, you set the big goal. Then you set the little goals, the daily goals, to get to the big goal. You see, a lot of times we think of the big goal all the time, and we figure that, oh, I'm not going to ever make that big goal. If you want to, it's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant, and you may not even it may take you a few days to eat the elephant, so you've got to break it down to its basic goals, daily goals, and every time you fulfill a little piece of that goal, it's a little piece, there's a big piece. The goal is like this, but the little pieces of the daily actions that you do, give yourself a pat in the back. It's the daily little grind that makes you successful. It is not the big goal. Sometimes you may not even really realize what the big goal is, or the big goal may change, but the daily actions puts you in a position to constantly be striving towards that goal. Here's another thing. I'm learning that most of us live 75% of our time in the past. We're constantly reviewing everything that has happened to us. When you set a goal, you start living in the future. And that's where you want to really be living. You want to be thinking and projecting yourself towards a different future, or a future that you see. So write down the goals. It's going to serve so many different purposes. Even a little goal. As a matter of fact, why don't you write a goal about writing a goal? All right, so hey, so thank you for watching. Write down, put a little comment on there. You know, don't just wave, just don't just watch from the sidelines. You know, hiding. You know, make yourself known. Put a little comment, put a little love, put a little heart. Take care. This is Edwin Cabrera signing off.